Okay.
But again, many of the other major physiological systems don't show that. So work by people like Kenneth Wright at the University of Boulder, Colorado, he's shown that your immune system doesn't rebound after long sleep at the weekend, your regulation of blood sugar, your cognitive ability. So that's one way in which I've changed my mind regarding sleep in the bank. But there's a very different new set of data that has changed my mind completely about this idea of sleep and the bank. Now, what we've just discussed here is to say, I went into debt and then I was hoping to try and pay it off with credit at the weekend.
So the jar represents the debt that you have, the sleep debt.
Correct.
Yeah.
And what I'm trying to do is force more coinage in at the weekend to see if I can offset the debt that I created and get back to net neutral by the end of the weekend. Now, it turns out you can't do that, even if you sleep for as long as you want. But here's this new remarkable data. It came from Walter Reed Medical Army Institute, a researcher called Thomas Balkin. And what he was interested in was flipping the direction of the question. Not if I go into debt, can I pay back with credit? But what if I know in future I'm going to face a debt, an upcoming debt? Can I do sleep banking?
Oh, so if I've got a big thing coming up where I'm traveling across the world and I know I'm going to be sleep deficient, can I sleep a lot before it to create a... What would the financial analogy be?
So the financial analogy would be, let's say that we're coming up to Christmas.
Yeah.
And you're going to spend lots on, presents and all sorts of stuff. So I know that in October and November, I'm going to tighten my financial belt so that when I go into the sort of Christmas period and I'm spending a lot more money, my bank account isn't hit as hard. I don't go into as much of a sort of a debt situation because I've built up credit.
So you can create sleep savings.
Correct. It's a sleep saving system. So essentially, what he was able to do is not just put the jar to full, but he was actually packing in even more so that you almost got this wonderful overflow of sleep.
How did he know?
He didn't. It was the experimental hypothesis.
But how did they prove it?
So what they did is that they walk you up to a period when you're going to have 2 or 3 nights of either no sleep or marked sleep reduction. And in the week beforehand, with these Army cadets, instead of being limited to 8 hours of time in bed, they were able to get 10 hours of time in bed. And they could sleep all that they want. And so they went from probably an average of about 7.5 hours of sleep to about 8.5, almost 9 hours of sleep